Cedric. First of all, I'd like to say good afternoon to everyone.
Good afternoon.
Not a mic holder. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
All right. I have to give honor to God. I mean, I don't know everyone's religion, but I always have to give honor to the higher power because He's the one that has me where I'm at, or have everyone where we are right now. So I have to give Him the praises. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about some of you startup companies, about how to start a business, or I know the theme says 5 ways of doing business with the government, but I'm going to give you a brief bio about myself. I know on the back of the program there's a bio, but I'm going to give you guys a brief bio about myself and how a dream can come to pass. I was born in a small town called Sawyerville, Alabama, Hale County, where we had a population of maybe 15,000 people, I would say. Caution light, no traffic light, no grocery store. So a lot of farm living, a lot of hard growing up, cattle, horses. I'm used to all of those things. Came up from there, grew up in a single parent household. Definitely some of you guys know where I'm coming from with that. And had some dreams. Some of the dreams were to be a business owner one day, to make a substantial amount of money one day, to be one of the guys that make it to the magazine or the newspaper. I know I used to always see things in the newspaper and it would always be bad. And I say, well, maybe they should put some things in there good and it's going to be me. And I had that dream. My mother used to always take a picture from a magazine and put it on my dresser. And we always used to have a saying is, you just believe every day. You look at that picture and believe that that's going to be you. So every day I used to get up every morning and look at that picture and believe. Some of the days I would take that picture and throw it off the dresser because I said, I can't accomplish that dream, man. I can't be a Michael Jordan, or I can't be a Bill Gates or anything of that sort, so I can't accomplish that dream. Well, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication allowed me to start that dream starting to come to pass. Graduated from Shelton State with 2 associate degrees. Throughout that time, I had an instructor that actually took a liking in me. And basically what that instructor did was he said, well, I know you have a lot of exams and, you know, you're helping your mother, and I want to try to show you some computer stuff. Well, I was good with my hands. I just didn't like to read like most younger individuals, didn't like to read, didn't like to pick up a book unless I had to pick up a book. Well, this instructor basically took me and basically what he did was he said, everything you'll have on your exam in class, I'll basically put it in this computer as far as fixing this computer. He owned a small little computer company where, you know, he fixed computers. Well, what he did was I learned from there. He would take those things, the same things he would put on the exam, he would put it in a computer lab where I had to troubleshoot that computer and fix it. Well, it started me to being able to look at certifications and things of the nature, and it allowed me to be prepared for those type of certifications. Well, graduated from Shelton State, 2 associate degrees. That instructor said, what I want you to do is I want you to go and take this certification. I want you to get A+ certified, because that means that you know everything throughout a computer, the hardware and a little bit of the software. So he said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay for it because I believe in you. So I told him, I said, well, Mr. Tucker, I don't believe that I can pass this exam because I don't like to read. He said, what I want you to do is basically do what I taught you, and you'll pass the exam with no problems. Well, I went to that certification exam, and I passed that exam. It was a motivation. It actually made me feel like, you know what, I can actually take things that I do in my hands, and those things can be right down on paper, and, you know, I can understand them better. So I took a lot of the things from a computer-wise. I used to like to troubleshoot things, fix things. I was always a fixer. So I used to like to take things and basically try to figure out why, what, how, you know, how they work. Why do people invent those things? And it taught me to start getting other certifications that came along. I heard the young man said about the network certification. Well, once I learned how a computer worked, I then decided to say, Mr. Tucker, I want to go after network certification, but I want to know how to make them talk to other computers. So then I went and got my network certification. From that network certification, basically, I learned then that I need to learn about business because I started working for the federal government. Got hired on at 18 as a IT manager. Ran 3 offices at 18, and basically from there got hired on with the bank doing banking work. And from the bank, I got pulled right back in from my former boss. One thing I want you young guys to realize that your character carries you a long way. Always remember that the things that you do right now, it's going to follow you. So if you're a good employee, and if you got a good boss, wherever he goes, he's going to come back and get that employee. He's going to say, if he got a position open, he's going to come back and look for you. And that's how I became, I started, my career over on Gunner Air Force Base. Most careers that I had was my old bosses leaving from whatever job that they was at and came back to say, hey, Eugene, I got an opening. I only have one position. And you may have to start from the bottom. I know it's a small thing and it's irritating because it's stuff that you know that you can do. But basically what I want you to do is stick it out because I need you. And that's how I stayed over there, Gunner Air Force Base, about 8.5 years doing IT directory stuff. Moved up from that position up to the IT director. So just want you younger guys to know, college students that are about to graduate, that you can have a dream and your dream can come true, and it all lies within yourself. You got to basically push forward, take the no's and the yeses and make them a motivation for you to move forward. Now, I don't want to go too deep, but I started this IT company. Mr. Jones got some information. We started a company from the house. I throw some names around and figured out, got with some friends, some good friends of mine. We throw some names around, and they said, well, Eugene, you got the most certifications that we ran across. So why don't you call your company Certified Technical Experts? So I said, that sounds good. CTE? That sounds good. So I took that name and started this company called Certified Technical Experts from the backside of my house. With that, you guys will have to always somehow, some way believe in a partner or have a good partner or good friends. You got to build yourself a good table, I would call it. As I started that company, I knew what my strength was, but I knew what my weaknesses was as well. So what I had to do is I sat around and I said, I need to summon a partner. I prayed about it, and my partner came along, and I asked him, he was on a mobilization, and I said, I need your help. And he said, well, I don't know a lot of IT work, but I know how to conduct business. I know how to put things in order because I'm a captain in the military. So we started that from the household. We got advice about, you need to grow your business not from your house because there, you'll have people coming to your house. You have strangers coming in and out of your house, and you don't want that to happen. So we got the influence of going down to the Chamber of Commerce. Now, with the Chamber of Commerce, you think of a business plan and you think of things that you want to do, and putting it down on paper is two totally different things because you got it in your mind, but it's kind of hard to put it down on paper, especially when it comes to financing, knowing the insurance standpoint, knowing what you want your business to actually do. Well, we sent our business plan down, and business plan went down to Mr. Jones, and with the great big help, he showed us basically how to form a business plan, how to take what you had, your dream, and actually put it down on paper. And there we moved into the incubator, and we've grown. We've truly grown. We started CTE, providing an IT solution, was well known for different IT software and development work as far as with GCSS, Global Combat Security Systems, which is one of the biggest things for the Air Force that you guys probably won't know. They do a lot of things that you guys don't know to keep you guys safe here on the ground, walking around. Now, let me get to the 5 ways to do business with the government. And if you got pen and paper, I'm a great note keeper. So some of these things may help, some of these things may not help. But these are the things that helped me grew, or helped CTE grew from one office. Now we've expanded to 2 offices. So we've grown. Those things are the things that help. And I'm going to be very, very quick with them. Branding. I heard one person stood up and talked about branding. Branding your company is a big thing as far as getting your company established. Knowing what your brand is. You got to know what differentiates you from other companies. You got to know what makes you stand out. You know, you can have IT companies, and all IT companies can do the same thing. You can have, insurance companies. And all insurance companies, if they did all the same thing, what would make you go to that one particular insurance company? So branding, being able to provide an easy access. That means being able to build your website, being able to make your website noticeable. When people hit your website, you can say, hit my website, and it'll tell you a lot about my company. By the time they hit that website, they'll know, they'll have questions to ask you. You'll be floored with the different questions because your website basically tells about your brand. It shows that you're different. One thing that I always remember about branding is a boutique. Ladies, you know what a boutique is, right? Some of the fellas that have to go shopping with the ladies, they know what a boutique is. A boutique, it stands out. Basically, a boutique don't get all of the business as if a Dillard's or a Belk's, but it stands out because they have unique things in that boutique. So they spend a lot more when you go to a boutique than you do at some of your bigger stores. But that boutique actually shows a difference. You go in there when you want to get something different than everybody else has. When you want to go to a certain party, you want to be different than everyone else. So branding is very important. Please note that branding, giving access, making sure your company or your business stands out. Students, branding for you is basically making sure that you have your appearance. Like he said, the first appearance and your last appearance. Make sure your appearance, when you come, your knowledge about the things that you know. Sometimes you speak about things that, you may ask people about questions. When I do interviews and we ask questions and we know you don't know the answer, I really love you get a plus when you say, I'll get back to you on that. I don't have all the information, but I definitely will get back to you on that. That lets me know that you're different. Everybody will say, well, let me see you around about, but you tell me you're going to get back to me on that. That let me know, hey, this guy's different, or this young lady is different. So branding is number 1. Delivering is number 2. Being able to deliver anywhere, anytime, any place. That's having your we learned in an entrepreneur class, being able to have your spiel down. Someone come ask you about your company, you want to be able to tell them about your company and not say, well, my company does the same thing as IBM, or my company does the same thing as Farmers Insurance. My company is different. You want to be able to deliver. You want to be able to make sure you deliver. One of the things that my partner always tell me is mobile and global. That means that if we're mobile, we definitely are global. We can move around. We can make it happen wherever we're at. If we got to pull out the cell phones and make them connect to the PCs, we're going to make it happen. Wherever we're at, we're going to make it mobile and global. Always remember delivering. Being able to use, if you're in IT, every IT person should know about remote access. Being able to remote into a computer. Remote in. Because you got a lot of users that may not know how to do the things that you're telling them to do. They may not know how to, even from home computers. I've used a remote access. Mothers having a problem, friends having a problem. Let me remote into your computer. Let me show you what I'm saying, and basically you can follow these things later on. So always be able to deliver anywhere. Always be able to be mobile and global. Use some of the things to be mobile and global as LinkedIn. I got to know about you. Facebook is a good thing, but LinkedIn is over top Facebook. So I know a lot of people know about Facebook. They know about they used to have MySpace, but LinkedIn is definitely a good. I use LinkedIn looking for resumes. I use LinkedIn looking for companies that are looking for partnership. LinkedIn is a great thing. College students, post your resumes on LinkedIn. Put your resumes out there because a lot of people use LinkedIn more than they use Facebook. Because LinkedIn is more business area of the internet right now. I would say the social network of the internet right now. Facebook is more let me see what's going on. Let me see who's doing what and how they're doing it. But LinkedIn, remember, LinkedIn is a good thing. Now, once you get started, you got to get a process. So the number 3 thing is creating a process. You got to create a process. No matter what kind of company you have, what type of business, what type of entrepreneurship that you want to be in, you got to create a process. That means how are you going to do the hiring? How are you going to do the interviews? How are you going to do your time tracking? How are you going to manage your employees? How are you going to figure out if I got to do some disciplinary things? How would I do those? Because I know there's laws for these different things, and I got to be able to abide by those laws by me having a business. So you got to have a process. Process means just figuring out how to know, and sometimes you have to hire some people. Sometimes you have to bring some people in. Well, my process is I got to bring in someone that knows finance. Well, I'm not a financial person. I'm an IT person. So I need to bring in a finance person. Being able to know your process, knowing what your weaknesses are, because we all have weaknesses. We can be strong in certain areas, but we all have weaknesses. And you got to be able to partner up with certain companies. That's the only way we'll be able to grow. You got to have a process. Once you get started, how are you going to bring in your different individuals to help you throughout your process, to make your business grow? Because if you try to do it all yourself, trust me, either you have a nervous breakdown or your company it'll start here and it'll start going here because you can't do it all yourself. No matter what it is, how strong you think you are, how knowledgeable you think you are, how much you know computers, how many softwares you can write that can help you. You got to have somebody to click that button. Because if you're in DC in a meeting and a button needs to be clicked, you can't click it. You got to be able to have a process where you can say, I'm going to bring these people in, and knowing how to be able to handle these things when they occur. Now, the 4th thing is ensuring compliance. Making sure that you're in compliant with a lot of different, that's insurance-wise. Making sure you're compliant. You got HIPAA. HIPAA is a big thing. You got to make sure you're HIPAA compliant with different information that you're dealing with employees and documentation, contracts. We use a lot of non-disclosure agreements. Once we talk about different contracts, we have to get a non-disclosure agreement in place. That's an agreement that's whatever we talk about, it can't be disclosed anywhere else outside of this area or anywhere else between the two companies. We can't disclose these things. There you have a teaming agreement. There, once we get this contract on the way, we got a teaming agreement. You need to have a file cabinet or wherever you storing this stuff at in a safe area, because you don't want your employees to be looking through your office and say, hey, they got money. They got a contract for $2.9 million. Well, you ain't got your stuff secured, so you can't be upset. So you got to make sure that you're compliant, you have everything in place, and you want to make sure that your stuff is secure. You want to have it in a secure area. That's the 4th thing, right? 5th thing is collaboration. Now, I can talk about collaboration. You guys got to collaborate. We got to collaborate, not you guys, we. That's the only way small businesses will grow. We're an 8A company, MBE with the state, GSA. We're a company, we try to get all of our ducks in a row so we can be able to partner with the smaller companies, be able to mentor some of the smaller companies to get to that level. Because if you don't partner, I can promise you, I talked to a company last Sunday that had their 8A. They just started using it the last year of their 8A. You know why? They didn't want to partner. They figured there was too headstrong to partner with other companies, to partner with the universities. Because the universities, they have a lot of smart kids that are coming out of college that are way more brighter than, you know, some of the things that I learned in school and some of the things that I was taught in school. These kids are coming out with things way more brighter because technology changes They say every year, but I think every month. So you got to basically be able to collaborate. You got to collaborate with different companies because a lot of companies, I don't care what company it is, they need a website. They need a website done. No matter who it is, what they are. Churches even got websites now. So, you got to be able to collaborate with your different companies. That's the only way you'll be able to grow. These things, as far as this seminar, bring your business cards. Make sure that you're able to communicate with the different people because I've seen times where they've looked through all of their business cards and they made all of the phone calls to all of the companies and everybody was busy. And then they looked up CTE and they said, we're going to give them guys a chance. And guess what? We came in and we showed out. And they kept us there. So always figure, no matter where you at, keep your business card in your pocket. My partner always tell me, you give out cards just like you're giving out hand and water. But I definitely give out cards because that's the way you're going to market your company. You got to be able to collaborate with some of these companies, these small businesses, and let them know that you're out there, Now, in closing, I said I wasn't going to stay long. So in closing, I just want to give you guys 5 things that I think that'll help you guys move to the next level as far as from a business standpoint. Closing, from my standpoint, we created different things. You got to listen to people. You got to put forth the effort. No matter what no's you get, always let those no's be your motivators. No matter what someone tells you that you can't do, always let that be the thing that say, I am going to do it. Always think about your dreams. A dream is something that can come true. All of the Michael Jordans, all of the Tyler Perrys, all of those guys that you see on TV is making the money that are feeling like I got to buy a jet or some of the sort. These guys had dreams. I always remember, guys, dreams are something that we all have and it's something that can all come true. I would like to have my CTE family stand up, guys.
Give them a big hand.
Now what we did, we went over to Dr. Booth and we asked Dr. Booth. We told Dr. Booth about our internship program. We had a young man that came in that we said, well, we're a small company. We don't have any money. We can't really pay you, but I can train you. I can get you ready for the next level. I can get you prepared. I can get you certified, and I can do it all myself. You don't have to worry about no one being, me sending you to a class or anything. I'll train you. I'll get you prepared. Just like Uncle Sam does his troops, it's the same way we do our guys with CTE. So we brought in Josh Yerda. This young man came in. Josh, raise your hand. The young man came. He's a graduate from Alabama State. He said, well, I don't have to get paid. I just want to learn. I just want to get to the level I just want to learn. So what we did is we brought him in, taught him. Now he's working out on Maxwell Air Force Base as an employee of CTE. That let us know that we was able to, our process was working. Well, we had another young man who went to UPS. Me and Keith was at UPS getting some material printed up, get some things done, and this young man was back and forth. Mr. Tinker, what you need? Mr. Tinker, what you need? Is there anything you need? Can I call you? He got my number, and he called. Well, we got your stuff printed out. We got your things together. I said, well, Keith, you know what? I like to hire that young man. Not knowing that he had just graduated from high school. Not knowing that, he was the age he was and the knowledge that we could, put in him. Zach, raise your hand. Zach is a high school graduate. We're pushing now for him to get enrolled in college to start his degree. And Zach has been enrolled. Y'all can come up. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna do it after. Cool. Zach, raise your hand. I'm sorry, man. Zach is a high school graduate. Brought Zach in, got him trained, got him certified. Now let me reiterate this. Josh is certified. So the process worked. Zach came in, was certified. So the process worked. Zach is working out on Maxwell Air Force Base as a database administrator as well. So that let us know that the process worked. So what we did, we went to Dr. Booth and we said, Dr. Booth, we need your help. Because what we finna do is we finna bring in more interns and actually train them. So what we did, we went over to Dr. Booth. Dr. Booth said she liked our plan. She liked the things that we was trying to do with the College of Business. And she sent us 2 more interns. Well, those 2 interns, Shedrick, raise your hand. Shedrick, he said, at first he was telling me he wanted to go to cooking school, culinary arts. I'm sorry. I'll break it down. I'm sorry. So he said he wanted to be a cook. We'll put it like that. He wanted to be a cook. So after he worked for CTE for a while, he said, I like working for your company. I know I graduated in May, but I like working for your company. And I think I've kind of changed his mind from being a cook. He may cook a little bit on the side, but I think he want to come in. These guys, Amanda, raise your hand. She's another intern. She said, I want to do PowerPoint presentations. When she came in for the interview, I want to do PowerPoint presentations, and I like IT, and I want to go back to school and get my master's. Well, I said, well, you know what? We can teach you. We want you to go back to school, but we're going to train you. We're going to get you prepared. We had these 2 guys doing project management. Basically, we was preparing these guys how to be a project manager, taking a project, learning how to actually manage a project. They have contacted every Air Force base in the world, made a spreadsheet where they're able to communicate with everyone at every Air Force base from a small business standpoint, just by coming in from CTE process and getting those guys geared up. They came in with a spiel. Keith wrote them a spiel out and said, these are the things. Oh, in the Army as well. So they've contacted every Air Force and Army group in the world. So that's very, and they only been with us, 4 months? 2 months. So that is, I feel like they've been with us for a long time, but 2 months. So that is extraordinary for them to be able to do that. And these guys, I think I've changed their mind to actually want to come over and work for CTE. Amanda said, I want to move back to Atlanta. If you guys open up an office in Atlanta, can I run that office in Atlanta? I said, sure, because we've taught those guys project management, being able to take a project, knowing how to run a project, and being able to know what's important, and getting that project accomplished. So, thank you guys. Okay. Now, Keith, come up, please. Now, from our standpoint, we like to give back. I don't know if it's in the blood, but we like to give back. We like to give where we like to recognize people from their goodness. And we worked with Alabama State for a while. We've seen what the actual, what they're producing over there, and we like it. And what we've done from a CTE family is we've put together an award for the College of Business. Dr. Booth has been a extremely help for us. Just being able to go over and talk to her, she took out of her busy schedule to come into a meeting with us, sit down and listen to 2 guys' dreams from bringing in some students and trying to help some students. She sit down out of her busy day because she was busy. We heard the things that she had going on and she was busy. But she said, I want to listen. I want you guys to tell me what you got going on, and I'm going to take the time and I'm going to listen to you. And what she did was she listened to us. She said, if you guys need anything, you come and see us. And just being able to have that, if I got a problem, I can go and talk to Dr. Booth. If I see her somewhere, I can say, hey, Dr. Booth, I'm not afraid to walk up to her and say, Dr. Booth, how you doing? Is there something? How's everything been? And she see me as the same way. I was one of those guys, she told Cedric, to call to meet the Microsoft guy. I was so busy. We was wrapping up on a contract that day. I was so busy, but I came over and I let her know, hey, Dr. Booth, I'm over here, but I got to leave because I got to sign these papers because the money coming in. So I got the booklet, and I have reached out to the Microsoft guy. I sent the email to him. He read it. Hadn't responded yet, but I'll bug him. We know how to bug people to get the thing. He'll be back Tuesday?
No, he will back Tuesday.
Okay, he will by Tuesday. Okay, so you see? Get to know Dr. Booth. Get to know Dr. Booth. Well, Dr. Booth, we at CTE, we want to present you with an award here. Like I said, we like to give back. Could you come up, please? From the whole family of CTE, with the sustainment of our growth, with the help of Alabama State University, we'd like to thank you for all of your work and all of your kindness for allowing us to grow. Thank you.
I somehow feel that it's me who should be thanking these young men. You know, oftentimes we get hung up on making money, but what they surely showed was the end result of all of this is reaching back and helping other people.